Three, two. Welcome back to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. Your boy DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned back into the show. We got another great week, another awesome week. I'm glad you guys tuned back. Last week we had a great show. We were talking about mental health, and we were talking about self-accountability and self-awareness in our community, which we need more of. And I thank you guys who tuned in. I thank you guys who send me the love, send me the comments, and send me all the trash talk and everything that you guys send. I appreciate all the love. You know what I'm saying? You guys, hey, man, you know, I can't do this without you guys. I appreciate it. Also, I'd like to give a big shout out to my sponsors, 605. Much love for you guys. Much love. Even though the weather in Houston has gotten a little cooler, you can still get a mixed beverage and a mixed infused beverage, for your day, for your happy hour, for your weekend. Make sure you go hit those guys up at 605 or at Drink ALP 6. Also, much love to my partnerships with Greg Coral Universe. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for partnership with Culturally Distinct as we take Culturally Distinct from domestically to international. I appreciate you guys. So as you guys can see, every week, if you can tell, I have a shirt that represents the show that I'm going to be representing. You know what I'm saying? So I got to show love to 1921 Black Wall Street. As you know, we talk about, you know what I'm saying, black excellence, black entrepreneurship, philanthropy. We talk about community, and the individuals that I got on the show today, we definitely going to talk about that. So I'd like to welcome my guest to the show. Should I say the NewMans or should I say LeMarcus and Amber? How y'all want me to do this?
Most people say the NewMans.
The NewMans. I like everybody to welcome to the show, the NewMans. Hey. So how you guys doing?
We blessed.
Blessed.
Doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Doing pretty good. Blessed.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's just a pleasure to be here.
Oh, man, I appreciate you guys for coming because I know you guys are busy, especially the things you got going on in the city.
Correct.
And we're going to get into it. So before we even get started, I want to know exactly, man, I know we was talking about this off camera. So where are you guys from?
So I was born in Lake Charles, Louisiana, but raised here in Houston. And so when I went to college, I wanted to go back to Louisiana and actually went to Dillard University.
Okay.
So.
Shout out. Hold on. I got to shout out New Orleans. Hold on.
All day.
Shout out New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
504, 7 Ward.
There it is.
Okay, Gentilly.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm from H-Town, representing Houston. But my roots got the Louisiana roots.
Yeah, what I'm talking about.
My mom is from Lortel, Louisiana. Shout out to Lortel.
That's right.
St. Landry Parish.
Uh-oh. Shout out to that. Boudin balls and crackling. Yeah. Smoke houses. Yeah. I know you're talking about. Okay.
And my dad is from Opelousas. And, you know, and have a lot of family members out in Baton Rouge and that area. So we used to go out there pretty much almost every summer. Yeah. So, you know, our parents used to drop us off in the country, what they say. And we stayed the whole summer. But, you know, shout out to the whole St. Landry Parish. Yeah,
no doubt. So the crazy thing about that is Houston, before the pandemic, right? Well, let's say this, before Hurricane Katrina, right? Because that was in 05, I believe.
Yeah.
05. Yeah. Before Hurricane Katrina, Houston, they had, you know, pieces of individuals from Louisiana here and there, mostly Lake Charles.
Yeah, it's from like Lafayette, Opelousas. So
in the late
50s. So they
60s.
did a migration because of the jobs here in Houston. And so a lot what you'll find in Houston before Katrina.
Okay.
On the south side of Houston, you would find a lot of people that were originally from Louisiana that settled in the south or the southern part of Houston.
Yeah, correct.
And then if you were on the north side, like the 5th Ward area, a lot of those people were from like East Texas. So like you have different people from different places that migrated to different areas in Houston.
Okay. So pretty much everybody from the south side, grandparents, great-grandparents was from Louisiana. Yeah.
So I didn't know that. First of all, I appreciate the history. But one thing I noticed a big influx of the culture of Louisiana in terms of the food.
Food, yes indeed.
The music.
Yes indeed.
Right? The camaraderie. Because when I first moved here, I've only been here 10 years.
Okay.
So when I first got here, it was like nobody had house parties. Nobody had like crawfish balls. They even have crawfish here.
No, we had crawfish.
Yeah, we had crawfish.
It is?
Southside.
Yeah,
okay.
You was probably what side of town were you staying on?
Sugar Land.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I was in Sugar Land.
Yeah, you was
with the Indians. I was over there with the Indians.
Yeah, no. Yeah. No. Like you would have to be like in like the Sunny Side, Harlem Clark area, or something like South Park to get that kind of food that you were looking for. Correct. Yeah, not no. But you know what I'm gonna say? I'm grateful that New Orleans culture did come, because let me tell you, that fiesta on Post Oak and Harlem Clark, they the only ones that sell that patent hot sauce.
Hot sausage.
Let me tell you.
Shout out to the hot sauce.
Hot sauce by that patent. That's what it is.
Hot sausage po' boy.
Yes.
That's dope. Yes. That's dope. So let me ask you guys this. So first of all, I want to know, we're going to talk about a lot about entrepreneurship, but you guys work together.
We work together.
Correct. Probably about what, 80%, 90%, 100% of the time?
All the time. So, aside from us, we work full time, but then we do a lot of community work as well. And so a lot of the stuff that we do, because we're both in nonprofit. And so by us being a nonprofit, we leverage our relationships that we have personally with people to like help give back to the things or the missions that we believe in. Okay. So we do a lot of things with youth and mentoring. So we both graduated from Worthing High School in Sunnyside. Okay. And so we, we partnered with Ghana and Gooder, and they had where they gave food to individuals there and stuff. So like whatever we, see a need, especially with youth, we try to give back to that. But we do our own ventures. We invest into different projects that go up. We had an Airbnb project that we invested in. We we were doing Turo. So we had our hands kind of in a lot of different things. We also have our own clothing line, Blessings on Blessings gear. And we'll have to send you a shirt.
Yeah, I need a shirt.
No doubt. But I'll say I'm rocking this. This is, from our collection. So.
Okay. What they say, from the hood to the?
No, from the hood, but holy.
Oh, but holy. Oh, okay. I got you. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
And this is one of our new things. So, we did a throwback Foley's. Okay. No, they didn't have a Foley's in New Orleans.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, but in Houston, we had
the Foley's.
And so,
we had a serious Roebuck.
Yeah, but see, now Foley's isn't open anymore. So we have a little collection that we did to pay homage to the throwback businesses.
And what we wanted to do was, like, a lot of the older stores that's now closed down, we want to try to bring that back. So some of the stores that we used to love, like the Wieners and the Foley's and the Food Giant, remember Piggly Wiggly.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we want to try to just bring those brands back and just show some homage to those brands.
Well, that's dope. I have a story about Piggly Wiggly, man. I remember I was in college at Southern University, and I didn't have no money, of course. And Piggly Wiggly used to sell wings, right, for $1. $1 a wing, right? So I used to buy 40 wings for $40.
Oh wow!
And I used to have a barbecue, and I used to sell plates in college.
Yeah, that's.
So I was a hustler.
Yeah, you was already an entrepreneur.
Yeah, already an entrepreneur in the game.
That sounds like him. He was at his junior college selling boudin.
Man.
Hey man, look,
I'm all the way up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. And his mom.
So my mom would send
on dry ice.
Wow. Send the dry ice of boudin. So she'll send the boudin up, and then first time the guys be like, "Man, what's that?" Well, they thought it was nasty. So they thought then they tried it. They thought it was a sausage. They'll eat the skin and everything. Right. They were like, "Man, this stuff good, man. Tell your mama to send some more up." So I asked my mom to send some more up, and then after that, all of a sudden, man, guys were like, "Man, I give you $5 for it. Wow. I give you $3. I give you $6." I was like, "Okay, cool." So I had my mom send up the boudin on the dry ice, man, and then I sell it up in junior college.
Wow.
Yes,
and
indeed.
The crazy thing about that Louisiana food, man, you could sell that stuff anywhere.
Anywhere in the world.
And they make a lot of money because it's only, and I guess in hindsight, being from Louisiana, that's the only place they sell it. Not to sell in Houston, but I'm saying
before.
Exactly.
Originated there in Louisiana.
Correct. Yep.
So let me fast forward. In terms of nonprofit, you spoke about nonprofit.
Yep.
So why nonprofit? Why did you guys get in that avenue of nonprofit?
It's funny. We talk about things like this all the time, but I've been a nonprofit over.
Because my mom was in nonprofit.
So my mom was in nonprofit, but I've been in nonprofit over 20 years, and so for me, it's about the mission. So I'm the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club, and so one of the things is if I can believe in the mission and know the impact, then I can stand behind it. And so I can really push. And so we were telling people, even as individuals, you know, you can have your own nonprofit. And so the best time that people could have got into nonprofit was actually when President Obama was in office, because he did a lot for nonprofits and opened up a lot of opportunities for people to get funding for nonprofit. And so the good thing about having a nonprofit is a lot of, you know, the expensive stuff that you have, you can write them off.
Right.
And so, you know, a lot of people don't realize the benefits of having a nonprofit, especially if you're giving all the time and you're a person that likes to give, have a nonprofit so that then that way you can write stuff off. And then if people give to you, then they'll be able to write it off as well.
I'm gonna give you an example. So just say, for instance, Lil Baby, right? So
the
Lil
rapper
Baby came and did 1,000 coat giveaway.
Yes.
So we had the opportunity to work with him and partner with him on doing 1,000 coat giveaway. So therefore, like, he gave away 1,000 coats free of charge to individuals in low economic areas, right? So when you do the math for that, when he do the tax write-off on that, he gonna write off 1,000 coats. Who's to say how much those coats, the values of those coats?
Right.
So he can say the values of those coats cost
$1 million,
$1,000. He can say the value of those coats cost $2,000.
Right.
And then after that, he did a 50 city tour. Right, giving away 1,000 coats. So then after he say the value of it, just say $2,000. So if you do the math, that's 2,000 times 1,000 times 50, and then that's his tax write-off.
So that's interesting, because I know people that had nonprofits, 501c3s, but I never got into it in terms of doing the work. I did some volunteering for them, but I never got into the logistics of it. Yeah. So is that kind of similar to a foundation, a nonprofit?
Well, so there's two things. So you can have a foundation. As a foundation, you are one to give money to a nonprofit, for an example. So like if you say, hey, you know what, I want to put my money into, make my own foundation, and I want to be able to like give scholarships to kids through your foundation. So you're the one on the giving end. You can also receive funds, and it is a write-off to those people, but you're not out doing the work because you have the foundation. You may give a scholarship, you may give some, or I may, as you know, having a nonprofit, I could write to you and say, hey, could you, fund this particular project that I have? And then you would do it, because it's a benefit to you too, because it's a way for you to put your money into a foundation where the taxes aren't available for it, so that you can have that money. Say you have $100,000 and you want to put it in your foundation, and it's a write-off because it's your foundation.
Got you.
And that's what most athletes do. And celebrities, they start their own foundation where they can put that money into there, and it's a safe place for them to have, and then they get that tax write-off, and then they can distribute it. Just like Beyonce, she has the Be Good Foundation, and she gives through that.
Okay, because I wasn't familiar with that. I knew I saw some stuff on online, and say during the pandemic, I was reading about like a lot of things that tax write-offs, not even write-offs, but like hide your money so you don't have to pay taxes.
It, yeah.
And I got into the foundation, but I didn't know how it ran.
Yes.
And I didn't know how the nonprofits run. I didn't know. So I'm gonna ask you guys that, since you guys are here. You guys are pros.
Yeah.
So having a nonprofit, now you guys own a nonprofit and work.
We work for nonprofits too.
Work for nonprofits. So are nonprofits for profit?
So you can make a profit.
Okay.
Having a nonprofit, but that's not the goal. So the goal is, if you do make a profit,
it's basically to give back to the community. You being
and fulfilling your mission.
Yeah, correct. And then at the same time, it's the gratitude that comes back for you giving back to the community.
At the end of the day, you can have a profit because especially if you're a larger nonprofit and you're employing people, of course you want to have money set aside in case something happens to be able to continue to pay your employees.
Right.
And so there is a lot of benefit, and some nonprofits have a large profit bottom line, and some don't.
So let me ask you guys this. You guys work together, right?
Yes.
How do y'all do that?
I think more so we stay in lane, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm good with marketing, and I'm good with social media and talking to different people. I know how to build those relationships. And then she's good with the articulation of things. She can simplify a lot of different things. And then she's structured when she want to be. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it works for us.
Yeah.
So whenever we working together, you know, she stays in her lane,
Yeah.
I stay in my lane.
Okay.
You know, so
what are some major conflicts that you guys ever had working within nonprofits?
So during the pandemic, there was some issues just because people were focused on the pandemic, so the giving was down for nonprofits. So that was one thing, and then you have to try to figure out how to stay relevant. And so,
What do you mean by that?
So because people couldn't go out. So for example, like one of our fundraisers is a gala. Well, during the pandemic, we couldn't necessarily have people come to the gala because
you can't go outside,
right? So you had to think of creative ways to reach people kind of where they were, to be able to continue to get money. So like maybe, you know, you could still have a raffle because people still buy tickets, you know, for different things like that. So you just have to think outside of the box. And then even to reach your clients or the people you serve. So like for example, the Boys and Girls Club, because schools were shut down, we didn't have programming, right? So we started our YouTube channel to be able to still have outreach for those kids, like to have some kind of interaction with them, or even doing Zoom things. And
correct.
We did
we actually, so I work for My Brother's Keeper, and it's supported by President Obama Foundation for an organization called Change Happens. And then so with us, we had to be able to reach out to a lot of our mentees. And that was a struggle because school wasn't in. So we had to do a lot of working on social media, being able to contact those mentees, just reaching out to so many different partners because we still want to do events. So we had to do like online events.
Yes,
so a way that we was able to do something with a guy named Jonathan Martin. He was on Fox 26 host on Fox 26, and we was able to do something for the Gen 6. I don't know. So we was able to partner with those.
Big.
Yeah, that was big. So we was able to partner with one of the guys from Gen 6, with the Boys and Girls Club, and then it was featured on Fox 26, talking about some of the youth violence prevention and things like that.
And it was on Zoom, and so that was an interesting conversation. So you're just trying to figure out, you know, how can you still reach the people that you need to serve, and then still be able to raise funds that you need for your program, so that, you know, you can still stay relevant. And then some.
I want to ask you this, because I know you guys said something about community a couple of times. I said community.
Yeah.
Why is community so big for you guys? Because before you answer that question, I know everybody, you know, not everybody, but some of us have different avenues that we reach out to community with, you know. Some might be athletics. Some might be donating a basketball court. Some might be just bringing book bags or coats into the hood or whatever. Why is community so important for you guys?
For us, because, you know, we're a part of the community. Even like us going to school or living wherever we lived, you're in that community. So it's your responsibility, you know, to give back to that community, especially if, you know, you move on and maybe they have individuals that still are less fortunate than you. So then you want to make sure that, like, we went to Worthing, and I'll tell you, the instructors that we had at Worthing, more than half of them graduated from Worthing, so they were vested in us, and they believed in us, and so they poured a lot into us. And so although they didn't live in that area anymore, they still taught in that area where they came up. And so it was a responsibility. And so, you know, a lot of times we'll even go and we'll speak at Worthing when they have different opportunities, and he's even gone around to a lot of different high schools, you know, to speak. But it's important because not everybody has the same opportunity. So it's important for you to go back and you say, hey, because maybe you can provide that opportunity for them.
And then I'm going to say this, too. A lot of times, like even when you're talking to celebrities or you're talking to athletes, they don't know how to give back. You know, so the community is very important to us. And then also it's very important for the individuals to be able to come back. So that's much needed. So I wish that it was more people like us and more people like individuals like the Vince Young and the Shelby Young and those guys, Marcus Bowers, people that go back and give back to the community because it's much needed. You know,
so I guess I should have rephrased that question. I want to know the importance behind it because, for instance, I went to a black college. I went to Southern University, and I'm an avid giver, right? But I know the population that I had when I was there versus the population the generation before and the generation before, some of them gave, but some of them didn't.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, this is a rich university, right?
Correct.
In Louisiana. And if we only had 10% of
Just
the
to
graduates to give, our endowment would be
large,
over $200 million.
And
Right?
then she gonna. I'm pretty sure she's gonna speak more about this because she's on the board of one of the schools, one of the HBCUs.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this, that if everybody that graduated from the university was to even just give $1, how much money would the university be able to have? You know what I'm saying? So you look at different things that the university have to step up to as well.
Yeah.
So they have to teach.
Yeah.
Non-profit. They need to teach on how to give back to the schools.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it don't even have to be money. It could be just time highlighting the individual.
Yeah.
So that's why I say the universities can step up too as well, because it's a lot of prominent people that graduated from these universities that's doing a lot of successful things. But if our university was to highlight them more, so therefore the students can know about these individuals, then I think it'll build a better partnership.
Yeah, well, I think, so I'll say this. If we're looking at HBCUs, and we're talking about HBCUs in this capacity, one, what you have to look at is that African Americans, us black people, we're not taught to give other than to the church.
True.
You were taught to give your tithes, right?
True.
Okay.
True. 100%.
So that's number one. That's where that starts. But at the same time, the HBCUs, and I've said this. I said this at Texas Southern University when I had a conversation with some presidents and I said it at Dillard, and I say this: it is our responsibility as educators, as people affiliated with HBCUs, to let individuals know the importance of giving back to the university. Because number one, other universities were not accepting us.
True.
So
True.
HBCUs were the only place that we could go. So it is our responsibility to give back to those institutions, because they need to continue to be there. What if one day, just saying, they say, you know what, at these PWIs, you guys can't come? I mean, we don't know, right?
You never.
So we need to make sure that because most of those PWIs are state-funded schools, and in the state of Texas, I'm gonna say this, I'll say this.
How the money flows.
How the money flows.
The money flows.
And especially when like DEI has been taken out there, they don't want people to talk about DEI. So we have to be very cautious of that. And so it's our responsibility. If you went to a HBCU, even if you did not go to a HBCU and you are African American, you can still donate to an HBCU.
And create an endowment.
And create an endowment. But like you said, if everybody gave, and it's too, on the HBCU too, because they need to teach those individuals, they need to teach them the importance of giving back. And let them know each year, this is the goal for each class. There is, for example, there's 2,000 of people in this class, then we ask that everybody in this class at least gives us $10.
Simple.
Easy. I think that should be a nonprofit. People should go to different schools to teach that.
And it's a write-off because you're giving it to a university.
Right. It's simple.
And I'm going to give you an example, too. Like, so I recruited a lot of students from the Middle East, right?
Yeah.
And the students that I recruited from the Middle East,
he recruited them to go to a HBCU.
Middle East, like
Saudi Arabia.
Oh, you talking about?
No, like international.
I'm going to give you the story.
Oh, okay.
Get a real story. I said okay, so I was working overseas, and we created we were doing a flag football camp because we wanted to introduce American football to the Middle Easterns, right?
Okay.
So we invited a flag football team to come to the military base, and then we got a call that another country wanted to bring their flag football team to the base to compete against the flag football team in Qatar, Doha, Qatar.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, cool, So we ended up inviting them out, and then we had the guy that was over the team ended up being on the Olympic committee. And so we having a conversation. So I'm trying to figure out, the guy had a throw on. I'm trying to figure out what all this guy know, you know what I'm saying? So we having a conversation, and he knew everything about the Houston Texans, J.J. Watts, everybody, he knew everything that was going on with the National Football League. So I'm like, hold on, he got a throw ball. And this is my ignorance, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, okay, cool. So we talking. And then it was just, that bond, that good energy. So I see the cameras rolling up and stuff like that. I'm like, man, who this guy is? So, man, this guy ended up being the Prince, Michelle Al-Sabah, the Prince of Kuwait. So we developed a great relationship, man. And then
a trillionaire.
Man, say money, real money.
Right.
So we ended up developing a great relationship, man. And I was already trying to come home. So I ended up taking a job at Texas Southern University. And I set up a meeting between the Prince and then president at the time, Dr. Rudley. Yeah, shout out to Dr. Rudley. So we ended up having a conversation, man. The Prince flew down. We discussion about, increasing our enrollment and stuff like that.
For international.
Man, the Prince say, man, look here. I'm going to send all my students and make sure that all the students that's in the United States and then also in Europe to come to Texas Southern University, HBCU. So, and then when they pay for their tuition, so it's international tuition. It's one swipe of the card.
So hold up. So and you was responsible for that relationship.
Yeah, exactly. Bought in $41 million.
Oh, man.
To an HBCU.
I need 10% of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
wow.
But so in almost over $200 million into the city of Houston.
Wow.
So I received the diversity award, man.
Right.
Got a lot of awards for it. But the thing was, man, it's about building those relationships. But those international students, we have one of my students was Rose. She's now like Model Rose. She's one of the first Saudi Arabian models. So she was one of the students at HBCU. We had DJ YL, who just was the MC at the World Cup.
DJ
at the World Cup. We had Demola, who signed a music world with Matthew Knowles. So we had these type of individuals, man, that graduated from Texas Southern University, and then we had one student who's like a freaking multi-millionaire, man, in Dubai, have his own yachts and stuff like that. So these are the type of students that graduate from the HBCUs.
Wow.
Imagine if they was able to give back.
Right.
So that's why I say it's important that we teach on how to give back to our students. So therefore, when they become successful, they'll want to give back. They maybe want to start an endowment, give scholarships.
And wait, let's pause right here. It also depends on how the faculty and staff treat students when students are there, because students recall that.
Yes.
Exactly.
And if they didn't have a good experience when they were there, they're gonna remember that.
Yeah, I remember all my instructors.
You know what I mean? Like if they went to financial aid and it was like $455, and they talking about, oh no, we can't help you, closing the window and all that. They're gonna remember that.
Yeah.
And so then when they do have the chance to think about if they're gonna give back to them, then that's something that. So aside from the students, the HBCUs and whatever institutions need to have conversations with staff, faculty and staff to tell them, hey, however y'all are the face of our university.
Yeah.
And if you mistreat or don't treat these students in a way, when they graduate, they're not going to give back. And that endowment that we're trying to grow so that we can make sure we keep all of you employed after your tenure, then, just to be real with people. And so that.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest, too, just about the way you treat the students.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I received so many phone calls from so many PWIs, and that's predominantly white institutions, man, about how you was able to increase enrollment. And they was asking, man, what did y'all do?
It was in the Chronicle.
So just things like that, man. I say it's very important on how we be able to treat these students. Because at the end of the day, that's we are the face of the university.
But that's dope. That's dope. You had that story, because I didn't know that. And just by having that relationship and that pipeline to a whole nother country to invite these kids directly to the American experience, but their experience is dealing with HBCU. HBCUs need to understand the type of power that they have and the stretch that they have, the reach that they have.
Exactly.
And most international places like our culture.
Yeah,
like as black people, they love the culture.
Right.
They love the HBCU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love the HBCU too. I'm just saying. Shout out to
like,
HBCU.
like I said, even like I would say, even with DJ YL, we gave DJ YL
his first opportunity to be on the radio
station.
KTSU
90.90.
James.
With James.
Yeah.
So Dr. James Johnson.
Dr. Johnson. Yep.
Yeah. So he gave him his first opportunity. So you think he would have had that opportunity? A guy from Saudi Arabia would have had the opportunity to be a DJ on a national radio station at a PWI?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No,
so he had his first opportunity at HBCU.
Yep.
So at the same time, we gave him that opportunity. And look, he blew up from there.
Yep.
You know,
I was DJing at the World Cup.
So let me ask you guys this. I know you guys have a lot of successful stories. I want to know 2 successful stories that impacted you guys and inspired you guys to keep going. Because I know sometimes in this battle, I can say battle, that's the wrong word. Choose my words wisely in 2023, 24. In this process that we call life, right? And, sometimes you want to give up. You're like, you're not seeing the return on your investment as fast as you think you should. Sometimes you just want to give up. But sometimes you have a story that inspires you to continue to go, right? So I want you guys to give me at least 2 stories that kind of made you guys say, you know what, I'm going to stick with this.
I could tell you the story prior to me becoming the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club. Just, I had been in nonprofit for a while, and we took a trip to Ghana with the School of Public Affairs, and so we went to the NEMA school and saw the youth there and saw how hungry they were for education, how, they had to walk miles. Some of them had shoes, some of them didn't. And they sung, they danced, they performed for us. They told us, they appreciate us coming. And we even we brought stuff back to them and everything. And for me, I had been a nonprofit for so long. And at the time I was working at the Houston Food Bank. And because the Houston Food Bank is so large, you can kind of get away from the mission because you don't always see the people that you're impacting. Right. And so I told my husband, I was like, you know what? Because the kids were just so hungry, they were just hungry. Like if you, I don't know, like people that don't have much, these are kids that didn't have much, and they were just so hungry for education and and so I told my husband, I was like, you know what? I said, I want to do something. He said, man, what you trying to do? Like, we already do so much. Like, what you want to do? And one thing about my husband, because he's a Taurus, if you tell him, Lord Jesus, if you tell him you want to do something, you better get ready because he's going to push you to do it.
That's good.
That's just how he is. He's like that. And so, and at the time, I just said it just out of my mouth and to God's ears when I said it because, and I know how he is. So I just didn't even think about when I said it. I was like, you know what? I want to be a CEO for a small nonprofit where I really can see the impact that I'm making. And he's like, all right. And I say, okay. I said, but I'm going to wait a year. This is me. I'm going to wait a year. I'm going to stay with Food Bank for a little bit. I'm going to wait a year. I'm going to, get some stuff. He said, nah. He said, "Nah, you gonna do it when we go home.
Yeah,
when we
get
back home, you gonna do that. You gonna apply." So
like Nike, man, just do it.
Just do it.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right.
So I said, okay. So we get home, and I procrastinated, and he like, hey, man, you supposed to apply for that job. I said, oh yeah.
And we took a trip to Florida.
Yeah, we went to Florida, and I was our daughter. She was doing an audition with Disney, and so. I got on a computer, literally, there were 2 jobs, 2 CEO jobs of like small nonprofit jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay. So I said, okay, clearly, and both of them were in Brazoria County. So I said, okay, God, clearly I'm supposed to be in Brazoria County. So I went on and applied for the 2 jobs. Now, mind you, at that time, it was unheard of for somebody just to apply for 2 jobs.
Right,
you had to at least apply for about 15 of them before you get, 1
back.
or 2 call back in the interview.
Right.
Literally, I applied for those 2 jobs, and the Boys and Girls Club, they called me back first. They set up a phone interview. I did the phone interview. And they said, hey, we would like to have a second interview, but we want it face-to-face. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, cool. This was in 2016. I said, okay, cool. I'll, come and do it face-to-face. Well, I had went and did the interview. It was oh my God, it was crazy. It was like a table, a long, like the Last Supper picture that you see at people's house, like everybody, all the disciples sitting at the table.
Oh, they had it.
Yeah, they were all,
everybody's
at the table. And then there was like a chair like this, away from the table, like in the middle of the room.
Seat.
That was my seat.
Yeah.
That was my seat. And so I went and I did the interview, and then I came home. I told my husband, I said, I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to be there. I think. So literally after that interview, Habitat for Humanity was the second place that I applied for.
Okay.
And so they called me back and was like, hey, we're so sorry it took us so long. We had to get some stuff taken care of. And, now we're ready. Are you still interested? And mind you, I had went on my second interview, but still didn't know if I had the job or not. And so I said, well, you know what? No, I'm really not. I think I found where I'm supposed to be. My husband told me, I hung up with them. My husband said, you crazy. He said, you don't even have that other job. You don't even know if you got that other job. And you should at least went on an interview.
Right.
Correct.
And I said, no, I really feel like I'm supposed to be there at the Boys and Girls Club because we were just there with the kids and in Ghana.
Right.
I said, I feel like it's supposed to be with kids. So anyway, they wound up like maybe 2 days later after that, they called me back and say they want to offer me the job.
Wow.
And so that was, that was, that was a blessing. And, you know
what I call that? I call that alignment.
Yeah, it was definitely alignment.
That's alignment because a lot of people don't understand. And, I don't want to get spiritual.
No, that's good.
Go ahead.
But some people don't realize that when you're in a line, the church, they say, your steps are ordered.
Yeah, steps are ordered,
But I'm saying it in layman's terms.
Yeah.
Alignment, when you're in a line, things just supposed to be.
Yes.
They just happen.
Yes.
Correct.
And like you said, you felt in your spirit.
We'll
start off with that trip.
Yeah.
From Ghana, then the reinforcement was your husband.
Yes.
And then the website was.
Yeah. It was only 2 jobs, literally.
And it was just aligned. Everything was there.
Yeah.
And you had the interview.
Yeah. You got to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
It's alignment. And a lot of people have the signs, but they don't pay attention to them.
Yes.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
and then you're not in order when you don't pay attention to them.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother thing.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay, I get you. All right. I see.
Yeah.
So y'all. So that's a good thing. So the thing is, the good thing now, I see that faith is. I'm about to say this. Faith is a substance. But faith is the foundation of what you guys.
Oh yeah,
operate
absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
Tell you what inspired me is when I see like other people inspire me. When I see other people want to give back. You know, we created a study abroad trip when I was at Texas Southern University, and we took some students who never been overseas, never had any passport,
been out the country,
never had any passports to go to St. Kitts. I never been to St. Kitts. Shout out to my boy Victor Hart and Dr. Cavill. And we created this study abroad trip, and then we was able to send these students overseas. And not only that, the blessing in disguise was that our pharmacy students couldn't get ours here in the States at the time. So what we did was we brought our pharmacy students overseas, so therefore they can get those hours, so therefore they can graduate.
They did they did the health check.
Yeah, the health check, the health services and checks.
Okay.
And so
overseas.
they could get their hours.
So they could graduate.
Yeah.
So they could graduate.
And
so
guess what? And it was free. So the residents of St. Kitts got to come to get that.
Correct. And that was a blessing.
That was a blessing.
And not only that, it's a lot of different people too. I see the passion in Miss Helen Stagg. She has a lot of passion on giving back to the community. But other people that I see doing great work in the community, that's who inspired me, man.
That's dope.
Yes,
that's dope. So I also call that, so in the Bible we call it partnership, marriage. He called it marriage in the Bible. Not marriage, not marriage with a couple, but marriage, 2 people aligned together with the same purpose and design. But in the natural, I call that partnership.
Yeah, yes, and that's what we call it.
That's what we call it, partnership. So I use I take the context out of this, and I just put it in real life.
Yeah.
And mix it and apply it. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So that's dope. So look, guys, I want to keep going. Oh, you know what? I'm going to keep going.
Yeah,
you know
let's
what?
go,
Y'all got anywhere to go?
Nah, we good. There's a lot of I'm enjoying it.
So look, how many people have you guys worked with within the city of Houston? Like names that we would probably know and names that we wouldn't know.
Brother Sylvester Turner, Ron Reynolds.
Yeah.
Boris Miles, State Senator.
And then Miss
Congressman Al Green.
Yeah. And then we also work with Charlotte Bryant, and this is the Blue Triangle, but I'm going to give you a little history. So the Blue Triangle was...
I used to go to the Blue Triangle when I was young, too. Yeah. And I used to be a Boys and Girls. I used to go to the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
Yes,
well, the Blue Triangle was the first YMCA that allowed black people in Houston to come.
Okay. Wow.
And so Charlotte Bryant, she's who runs the Blue Triangle, and, you know, we partner with her. She does her Santa thing, and you know, she has a fashion show to fundraise because they have an indoor pool. It's a saltwater pool, so it's, you know, good for you. You know, they do exercise and stuff. So
and even though Brian is up there in age, I'm saying
she's not in her 90s.
In her 90s,
wow,
still giving back to the community.
Still giving back.
Still
to the
have
community.
a passion.
Still
I'm talking about the light is on, and she's like, let's go.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's a lot of people, even people. Vince Young, like people, people with big
Vince
names
Young
too.
do a lot of great
things.
Okay,
yes,
but they're in Warren Moon.
Warren Moon, correct.
You know,
these individuals still giving back to our community.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so we do a lot of work with people that are known, but it's a lot of people that we do work with that are unknown. Mm-hmm. You know, like like for example, a 50 Cent program they had in HISD with G Unity. So Dr. Patrice Allen, she's, you know, person that did the curriculum and did that program, and we were coaches in that program.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a lot of people and actually she's the granddaughter of Dr. Alma Allen.
And I'm going to tell you this too. A lot of people that's doing great work, and just say for ourselves, right? Even though we work these jobs, what we do is we make it a collaborative effort, right? Yeah. So just say, for instance, our mentees that was in My Brother's Keeper, not only was they in My Brother's Keeper, but we made sure that they did the necessary things so therefore they could be in 50 Cent program.
Yep.
And then when they part of 50 Cent program, if my wife had tickets available and she had different events going on, we made sure that those youth was a part of those events.
Correct.
So we make it a full collaborative effort.
That's
dope. So I have a friend, Chris Borkes. He do a back to school giveaway, right?
Yep.
So he giving backpacks and things like that,
haircuts.
haircuts.
Yep.
So what I'm doing, I'm picking up the phone, calling our mentees in our program, making sure they little brothers and little sisters getting their hair done. At Chris Borkes' event, getting their nails done, and then they little brothers getting their haircuts at Chris Borkes' event. So we just try to make it a full collaborative effort. Even Ash from 713 Motors.
Oh yeah, Ash. Yeah, shout out to Ash.
Shout out to Ash. Ash does everybody cars out here.
Yeah.
You know, so he fixed up on everybody cars, NFL players, NBA players, but he had a mentee program, mentorship program, where he was showing these young men on how to fix up these cars.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
So I made sure that we have one of the young men a part of that program. Yeah. So we try to make everything work together.
So let me ask you guys this, because the guys, you know, I know you guys watching out there, I feel the passion that you guys got. You know, that when you all talk about things, I see your eyes light up, and I see the passion that you guys have towards nonprofit and helping the community. Do you guys ever rest?
Man, people tell me that all the time.
Yeah. Because I could tell when you have a passion like that, like you can't sleep because it's like, what's the next thing? How much more? I want to help. I want to help more. I want to do more. I want. You know what I'm saying?
People tell me
but
that
it's
all
so
the time,
rewarding.
Man.
At the end of the day,
even tell about even the Turo cars. The Turo cars wasn't set up. We had Turo cars. We did the platform. It really wasn't set up for us. It was set up because we had people calling, didn't have the necessary.
They could
rent a car.
They have, you know, the credit cards or whatever. You know, the credit score wasn't there where they can qualify for a credit card. So we gave them an opportunity to rent cars from us through Turo.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Giving opportunities.
Yeah. So we did the Turo cars for people that couldn't rent cars at the Hertz and
budget
and the budget, those prices.
Wow.
So, you know, just things like that. Everything we do is basically to help somebody else. And a lot of people tell us, man, y'all working and y'all, like you said, we don't sleep.
Right.
But we do everything for everybody else. But,
it's just sowing seeds.
Yes, it is.
So I'm going to tell y'all this, and y'all probably know this as well as I do, and y'all probably have this. I'm going to let y'all know that some of these major corporations going to come after y'all in terms of hiring y'all because they're going to want you guys services so you guys don't have the service for nobody else. You see what I'm saying? They might offer you to say, like, look, we're going to give y'all $750,000 on the front, 10% background. I mean, 10% on the back end. I'm telling you, they do it all the time because they say, "Oh, they're doing a lot in the community, and they're making an impact. We need to go ahead and offer them a check." It happens like that all the time. So,
yeah, well, you speaking it in, we gonna receive it. Yeah, we just gonna receive it.
But I say that to say because a lot of us, we have the passion, we have the desire to do things, and we are doing them in our community. Correct. But a lot of people don't want to see that. Right? They don't want to see that. They don't want to see progress in our community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you guys are impactful.
Well, that's okay. If that company call us with that $750,000 for
$750,000, we gonna make it all work together.
Hey, we gonna give back.
We're gonna give back. We're gonna make it work together.
We're gonna make it work. Hey, that's all right.
I got you. So look, in closing, let me ask you guys this: plans that you guys have for what you guys got going on with the nonprofits.
So we have a upcoming toy drive that we're actually doing. We're collecting toys for kids that, in our programs and stuff that need that additional support, those families that need the additional support. So we're collecting those through December the 9th. Then we're going to do a large toy distribution. So we're partnering with McDonald's as one of our lead sponsors and some other companies that are backing it too as well. And then in January, we have our Great Futures Gala that we're going to be doing. And we have Jeff Bagwell and his wife, Rachel Bagwell, as our guest speakers.
Okay.
And then
the baseball guy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and then my boy, Nate Griffin from Fox 26, he's going to MC for me. So, and it's calling in favors from people, you know, to come and do that for us. And so
I'm just happy just to be able to give back during those times, you know. So you have your event coming up and doing those toy drives. So we just looking forward to doing more toy drives. Then we have the Shop with a Job.
Yes.
And that's coming in December.
Yeah.
That's with the NFLPA. So we usually get together and being able to take those kids on the free shopping spree up to $200.
And it's a partnership with the police department too.
Partnership with the Houston Police Department.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, shout out to the Houston Police.
Shout out to the Houston Police Department and Mary Young.
Yeah, Mary Young, yes it did. And Chief Fenner,
Chief Fenner, yes.
He from my neighborhood, so
Harm Clark.
Yeah, he from the Clark, so we love him, man. You know what I'm saying? So this give us an opportunity to give back to the youth, man.
Shop with a Jock and Shop with a Carb. So that's a great partnership and collaboration. Correct. So that's kind of the three things that we have going on.
And then during the Super Bowl, we always do give backs too as well. So we're looking forward to that too as well.
That's dope, man. Y'all
Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
It is. Is it? It's
Vegas.
Yeah. It is. And then in 25 it's in New Orleans.
New Orleans, back to New Orleans.
Back to New Orleans.
Yeah, we out there.
Yeah, I'm definitely out there. I'm from the NFLPA. I'm part of it.
Okay, good. So he is too. He played for the 49ers.
But I got out. I came out in 04.
Okay. What team?
I was in Dallas and Green Bay.
Okay, bless him,
Dallas
man.
And Green Bay. Okay, he was with the 49ers.
Okay. Yes,
and then I was in the NFL wives team.
Okay, you was picking them all. I got you.
Yeah,
I feel you. All right.
I was doing a little
girls
something.
Play hard, man.
I was doing a little something.
Former wives versus
current
wives,
it's serious.
Man, they play hard, man. It's serious business.
It's serious.
Serious business.
Really?
Serious business. Yeah.
Serious business.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Look, I appreciate, man. Honestly, look, I'm gonna say this. I have a lot of guests that I have come on the show. I really appreciate this because now, I like to give back in the things that I do, but I'm not giving back to the capacity that you guys are giving back. So now you guys inspire me to give back more. And not just that, but my community that I have inspired them because I'm already on my alumni. I'm like the president, kind of vice president.
Okay, but a chapter, then you give it back.
Yeah, but the thing is, my main goal and purpose is to get the guys to give back because we have a lot of people that are doing great things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers, agents.
Oh, yeah.
All this stuff. But they're disgruntled, like you guys mentioned earlier, because of their experience.
Well, but then, so we'll have a conversation after. But what I would encourage you to tell them is that, listen, you may not have had the best experience probably at our school, but listen, we still have to keep the school going because people that work there will come and go. The institution is always going to be there. And the institution, the basis of what it was set for or established for, is more powerful than the people that work there.
Right.
So it is our duty to give back. And so anyway, that's what I would say.
We teach our son and daughters on giving back too as well.
Yeah, that's good.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, you guys got to give the people you guys information, social medias, websites, what to look forward to in the future.
Okay, so I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and my Instagram is official _ Amber Newman, and I think that's my same thing on Twitter, I think.
Yeah, I'm on all social media platforms. You can catch me on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, LeMarcus NewMan. So, you catch me on all social media platforms.
Yeah, he's my marketing guy.
Yeah. And then also on LinkedIn, too. Y'all reach out to
LinkedIn.
me.
I didn't know Snapchat still existed, man.
Yeah, I'm on everything. So I hit, once I post something, it
goes
on
everywhere.
all the platforms.
It goes everywhere. That's dope. That's dope. So, look, guys, we got to get out of here, man. Look, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Look, this was a great show. As you guys can see, we always have the best guests and the movers and shakers here in Houston. And if you see these guys, LeMarcus and Amber in the city, make sure you guys stop them. If you have any business ideas, if you have any partnership ideas with anything nonprofit, you guys are willing to explore that, right?
Yeah, yes indeed. Reach out to us. Yeah, it's our social media platform.
Yes, sir.
We're open book.
Yeah, it is. So look.
Wait. Speaking of books, I forgot. So my husband, I gotta promote him. I gotta promote him. He has
stay in my lane.
He has a book. It is dropped. It's on Amazon. It's about NIL deals. And so let me tell you. So before NIL, he had his website, LeMarcusNewman.com.
Okay.
We
And
talking about in the late 90s.
Yeah. So he is Mr. NIL. I'll tell you that. So if you have a high school student that is about to go off to college and kind of needs some guidance, the book is not a very long book. I think it's about 50 pages.
40 pages.
40 pages.
Okay,
So it's a quick
read.
and it's kind of to help you, to guide you to get your money up for your kid with an NIL deal.
Very simple to read, man.
Simple.
I put everything in there, man, about what you need to know, how to get NIL deal, what you need to know about NIL deals. Even for filing your taxes with the NIL deals, everything is on there.
What's the name of the book?
The name of the book is What You Need to Know About NIL Deals.
Okay, on Amazon.
On Amazon.
There it is. I gotta get that. Make sure you guys go get that, man. And look, especially now, these collectives and these kids getting this money. I'm like, y'all getting $800,000.
Yeah, but I just love it. I love it. Especially my girl Angel Reese. Love it.
She's making a lot. I need to call the NCAA so the money that they owe me, man.
Yeah, you left some money on the table.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all couldn't do that. Y'all couldn't even work.
Nah,
nothing.
No, you
couldn't work.
500.
Yeah, you got the little football check.
That football check.
Yeah, I remember.
Man, these kids getting like millions of dollars now, man. $100,000.
Yeah, I know. Easy.
That's a blessing. That's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
I ain't mad at
for
them.
a lot of their families. You know what I mean?
It's a blessing.
But imagine if they was to learn on how to give back.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And how to double that by giving back. Now we're talking about a whole different lane.
For real. And that's you know what? We can, yeah, you're right. I'm thinking about that. You're right. But we're looking at it from an adult standpoint. But kids are a little different,
Correct.
You just gotta have mentors in that background to motivate them to do the right thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys, look, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We could be here all day. Y'all can see this conversation. It's gonna be a great conversation as we could keep talking about this thing. But hope this conversation inspired you guys to give. Hope this conversation inspires you to do things that you never did before. We're gonna challenge you this year, right? We're gonna challenge you guys in 23?
Yep.
To go into 2024.
Yep.
Even now, you can start now to give if you haven't given. I ain't talking to the church.
Yeah.
In your community.
And it don't have to be money. You can give your time.
Yes.
You can mentor a kid. You can even just your time if you want to go volunteer. So it's not all about money, because sometimes your time is more valuable than your money.
Absolutely.
Really, to tell you the truth, because you can't get that back.
Girl, big brothers, big sisters,
big brothers, big sister. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can volunteer.
Yeah.
We looking for volunteers.
All right. Hey, look, y'all might have me coming out there, but I travel a lot. I travel a lot for work.
That's okay. You can come teach our kids on how to have a podcast.
We could do that. We could do it. We can set it up and I do that.
Yes, indeed.
Set it up. We could do
We're
that.
trying to start something too, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's
If y'all need any help, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll come over there about to my time. Ain't no problem. I love kids. Sometimes.
You ready?
Sometimes I love them.
Well, you can give them back the kids, so that's good.
Yeah.
You come, show them how to do it, and you leave.
Yeah, we ready, man.
Yeah, so guys, look, we gotta get out of here, man. Look, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Much love again to my sponsors, 605 Adult Beverages. Also, my partnership with Red Core Universe. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Guys, look, this is us signing off. I appreciate you guys. One more time, y'all social media information.
LeMarcus NewMan on all social media platforms: Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. Check me out.
And I'm at official _ Amber Newman.
There you go. There you have it. You know me. I'm at Mr. DJ KO at Culturally Distinct everywhere. You find us, you Google us, that's where we are. Appreciate you guys. Look, shout out to you guys. I must love you guys. Make sure you guys have an awesome week. Bless. Much love, y'all. Peace. That's a wrap.